What's up? How y'all doing out there? What's happening? So Amerie came out and did an interview where she said that she leaked the song One Thing because Sony wanted to give it to Jennifer Lopez. Just kind of like how she did that. What's that one song that Rich Harrison, who was a producer, ended up giving it to her back in '05, and he had that go-go thing going and she had that sound going with that kind of go-go thing, which, because obviously Amerie, when you think about Crazy in Love Beyonce, but Amerie was already putting out songs that had that kind of style. But they wanted Jennifer Lopez to do it because they put a lot of money on it with her non-singing behind. And also, she had Ghost in the Machine. So Amerie, who was a co-writer of the song, you never knew who was going to be doing the actual singing. But Amerie thought, hey, this is the only way I'm going to get heard. They're going to probably drop me. Which she had catchy songs. I don't know if you'd say a catchy career, but she definitely had catchy songs. But the thing about it is, when they're a non-singing hack like Jennifer Lopez, that they were going to try to put a song like that on her to put some revive in her career, that's a sad commentary, but that's what the business is like. It really does promote non-talent acts if you do something strange for the change. And we know Jennifer Lopez and Time Mottola, because we know all about the Mariah Carey Glitter soundtrack and the whole songs with Ja Rule and that whole nine. That whole thing was paid, and Puffy owned the masters, which he paid for the first album on the 6 with Dark Child, Rodney Jerkins. So we already know how this thing goes down. It's a business, and they do some strange stuff to get through. But Marie was talking about how this came to be. And I didn't know that the song was leaked like that in order for her to get played, because if she hadn't have done it, she runs the risk of it being jacked to J-Lo, and then you never know who was the actual singer, because you never know. You know, Jennifer Lopez don't sing nothing. So this was interesting to find out. But anyway, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. As wrong as that sounds about right, because they were spending big money on Jennifer Lopez. And I think that's right after she had broke up with Diddy, working with Ja Rule now, was married to that dancer, Chris Judd or something, and then the whole thing with Ben Affleck. And it was like a big old production, but Mottola in between and all the everything that you've seen. So it was crazy, to say the least. And it's a sad part that you have to do something to get yourself some play, because they really don't want you, and they want to promote somebody that's a lower bracket than you. And that is the sad commentary. But she came out and talked about it. This happens a whole lot in the industry. You know, people have to share the same writers and producers. If you're first, second tier, you got to share with the third to fifth tier. That's the sad reality. That's what we end up doing now. Well, now where people try to justify non-singing whack acts and try to sound it. Amerie for a moment had a couple of things going on, but the industry didn't really put a lot of stock behind her, though. But she had it going on for a moment, you know. She had a chance to be. She was somewhere between with Beyonce